Hello, everyone. My name is Xavier Ritt. I'm the brand ambassador for Grand Marnier in the United States. The Campari Academy is very excited to partner with Portland Cocktail Week for one more new educational programming. For this special edition, I would like to welcome JaQuan Bowser and Danielle Wheeler, who are based in Charlotte, North Carolina, we just mentioned. Uh, this is an exciting class today, and it's named From Kitchen to the Bar. Chef Daniel is going to make two dishes. That's going to be paired with two cocktails from JaQuan. They need to share their experience and knowledge. And guess what? In those two dishes and those two cocktails, we're going to be using American honey whiskey and Ray and Nephew overproof rum.
Oh yeah.
So, JaQuan and Chef Daniel, would like to give us a little bit of about yourself. What made you decide to go into this career, into this industry? So this way everyone can know you a little bit better.
I guess I'll go first. Hi, everybody. Once again, I'm JaQuan. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. We're based here in Charlotte now, as mentioned. I went to Johnson& and Wells for baking and pastry and food service management initially, and I have worked in country clubs for years and years. Then I switched over to hotels for a while. Got out of hotels for a little bit, and then once COVID hit, I got back into hotels. A little bit safer of a bag, more so job security, things of that nature. But I have done a little bit of everything from open up bars and restaurants, working in kitchens, from pastry to line cook, and I even was a bar manager at my last hotel property as well. And now Daniel had brought me over to this beautiful hotel.
A little bit about myself. Again, my name is Danny Wheeler. I am the executive chef here at Fine and Fiddle and the Canopy by Hilton South Park Hotel in Charlotte, North Carolina. I did not choose food to be my first career path. I was a full-time touring musician for many years, and when we weren't on the road, I needed to make some money, so I'd be in kitchens doing dishes, slinging pans, whatever the case may be, to just make ends meet until the next tour. Um, Shortly after that career, I realized that came to a demise. I thought cooking's the only thing else that I'm really good at, so I moved to Charleston and started working in restaurants down there, always in the southeast. Um, and Charlotte is just a great home. The Queen City is a community that loves one another. We help each other succeed, and I'm happy to be working with Jaquan here today.
Great. And Daniel, if I may interrupt you, I think there's a little bad connection with the microphone. So if you guys can stick a little bit closer to each other. So, I mean, not as close, but so this way I think we can hear you a little bit better. Thank you so much. And I think thank you very much for introducing yourself. Obviously, there is a lot of things to see. A lot of you've been preparing this whole class. It's going to be very excited to see this pairing. So, as we say, the show is yours, and feel free to start.
Awesome, awesome.
Perfect, guys. Well, first, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking us out. The first thing that I'm going to do today is prepare a fish. Um, Unfortunately, there's not going to be any live fire cooking, but we're still going to keep with the same track on how to utilize waste from the kitchen to the bar and vice versa from the bar to a kitchen. We're going to keep our costs low, and we're going to lower that carbon footprint on our community and the world as a whole, because that is our job, is to take care of people in our community who take care of us when they come in and spend money and keep us slinging drinks and pans. So if Jaquan will grab our beautiful little camera 2 here for our
Oh
close-up,
yeah.
I've got some Bronzino that is fresh off the coast. And what I've done with the Bronzino is I've scored it, I've stuffed it with some lemon and some rosemary, any type of herb that you like is it's your preference. I just happen to really enjoy lemon and rosemary with my fish, and so I've got the cavity stuffed with that. Nice little scores on the outside. You can trust this. You can choose to not trust it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pick it up on the grill, finish it in the oven so it has a nice char flavor and translate very well to the palate. You can use this with any whitefish, snapper. You could probably do it with small bass, freshwater, saltwater fish. It doesn't really matter. It's your preference. If you don't have whole fish, you can use fillets, shingle it with some lemon as you grill it, and then finish off in the oven. Fish love butter and wine, so you can always go that route as well. But we're going to season this fish very liberally, and then we're going to get it on the grill. That is going to be paired with a chermoula, and chermoula is a very more Mediterranean style, kind of like a chimichurri or a salsa verde. It has a lot of mint components along with the heat and the other herbs that are in there. That recipe you can obviously get on the website. I believe all the information will be there for you guys. These recipes are, in fact, baseline recipes that I use and make variations of all the time. So feel free to play with it and do what suits your palate and your taste.
That looks delicious. I'm already starving, so I wish I could be next to you, but I'm sure we have. Let's see what's gonna be next.
Absolutely. The fish here is.
Right.
So you see we have our bronzino that's been grilled. Beautiful piece of fish. And then we are going to dress that with the chermoula. The chermoula is very herbaceous, minty, lemony. That's going to really accentuate the flavors of the fish.
Nice.
I'm just waiting for Daniel to finish so I can eat it.
And you know, that's pretty simple. You know, super simple, straightforward presentation. We really enjoy the flavors of the sea and keeping things light and refreshing, especially during the summertime in North Carolina where it gets extremely humid, especially after all this rain.
So Daniel, how long do you cook? How long do you see you grill the fish first, and after you cook it a little bit in the oven, correct?
Correct.
How many minutes for everyone who's watching us, so maybe they can do it at home?
For a bronzino this size, which is about 1 to 2 pounds, you're looking at about 2 to 3 minutes on the grill each side, and then maybe 5 to 6 minutes in the oven to finish it. Nice,
awesome.
Flaky, very moist, and it's going to be a delicious lunch once we're done with this.
It is very flavorful. Yes, we have all the lemon slice inside and the chermoula.
100%.
We're ready to move on to the cocktail?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So, so with the leftovers of the chermoula, we did a. Oh, no, let me move this out of the way a little bit. We did a verdita, which is kind of like a Spanish, like green juice kind of. So we have. I'll let Daniel explain what's in it exactly because he made it for me.
Yeah. So the verdita, like you said, is kind of that's more Spanish. And traditionally, you're going to use the leaves because they are the more desirable parts of the plant that you're going to be using for your herbs. However, in this variation, we took the stems of cilantro, the stems of carrot tops instead of parsley because that's what we had in house. Mint leaves, obviously, because we don't want the bitterness from the stems there. Pineapple juice, a little simple syrup, Fresno chilies, and we just pureed that up into a Vitamix, and then we passed it all through a chinois or a tammy, whatever you have available, and you're left with this beautiful green juice that is
I should show y'all.
Very nice. It's a beautiful color, and it's sweet, herbaceous, a little bit spicy, and it pairs very, very well with
Awesome. That looks super healthy.
Yeah, it's delicious as well. I wish y'all could smell it. So we're gonna start off with half an ounce of lime juice for this. This drink is kind of gonna be a little bit of play on a blue Hawaiian. I'm just calling it a green Hawaiian with the greenness of the verdita. I just did 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice. We're gonna do 1.5 ounces of our verdita, because we really want that to shine in this cocktail because it smells so delicious and it's absolutely phenomenal. We're going to do 1 ounce of coconut cream. And then the other star of our show is going to be Mr. Way and Nephew over here, overproof rum. So we're going to do just 1 ounce of this. It's 63%. Like, you're going to feel it. I'm going to throw all of that in there. Rinse up this real quick. Grab some ice. Then give that a nice shake. I did forget one thing. It's okay. I'm just gonna throw it in real quick on top. Just one dash of orange bitters. I'm just using some local bitters based out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Give that another little quick shake. So we got our beautiful tiki mug over here, and we're gonna strain this beautiful piece right into it. You can see the greenness of it with the coconut.
Yeah.
Awesome color. It's gonna taste even better in a minute.
But this is a phenomenal mug, and just the color of the cocktail is like, wow, so green. And
Yeah,
Bright,
absolutely.
vibrant, delicious.
And throw some. I got some crushed ice, fortunately.
so are you using cubes or crushed
Crushed.
ice?
It's crushed ice.
Yes.
Grab my phone. Get that down in there. A little bit more.
Nice.
Oops.
Look at that.
And
What a
we're gonna
beautiful
do a
mug.
little umbrella. We got some pineapple fronds. Throw a couple of those up in here. Got a little bit of mint. Got a little quick slap for you can smell it. And cut up a real quick line.
That's phenomenal presentation, JaQuan.
Thank you. I try.
I think to me, you're really raising the rain if you had the best right now. Mixing it with pineapple. Of course, it's a take on the Hawaiian, but also I think the Verdita syrup and juice that you guys made must pair very well the Bronzino, correct?
Oh yeah.
Correct.
I'm gonna pass this along to my friend real quick. He's over here at the bar. I'm gonna let him be the judge how good it is.
Is the lucky one.
You may not be able to move afterwards. It's a strong drink, but it's a fun one for sure.
Excellent. Wow, what amazing combination. How would you describe the taste of the green Hawaiian since you tried it with Verdita? Is it more like, is there some spice to it? Is there, of course, it's very tiki-ish, but if you can say any words to the people watching us, maybe?
A little bit left in there. You can kind of see it. So this one isn't really spicy. He didn't really add much jalapeno to it. But if you wanted it to be more spicy, of course, you can add more jalapeno you like to, or less jalapeno you don't want it to be spicy. The mint really comes through very nicely. It's a super well balanced cocktail. It has a nice creaminess. I'm over here looking for justification from him, making sure everything looks good. How is it? He gave me one thumbs up. I guess it's okay.
That's a good sign.
When we were R&D the Tremula and the Verdita and JaQuan was putting this together, I made the statement that with the coconut milk and the spice, and a little bit of the orange bitters, it's almost kind of like a play on a curry, like a sweet curry. So it's very light and refreshing, and it is very herbaceous to the nose. But I think that this is definitely a crushable summertime green Hawaiian, but you might only want to have two if you plan on walking.
Yeah, initially we was gonna do an ounce and a half, and then I was like, "Whoa, 2 sips! I'm already kind of feeling it." But it's also like 10 o'clock in the morning, so and I didn't eat at that point, so I was waiting for Daniel to cook my fish.
That looks amazing combination, and kudos again. The drinks looks really awesome, and the fish also looks very tasty. I don't think we have any questions so far from everyone watching us. And once again, if anyone who's watching us has any questions, feel free to type your questions at any time. We will make sure to respond to your question if anything you may have. Yep. Should we move to the next dish, Daniel?
Absolutely. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab my ice cream and hope it hasn't melted on me, and then we're going to get going.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if anybody also have questions that isn't necessarily pertaining to what we're doing here today, about some potential items that you may have left over in the kitchen or at your bars, Daniel and I are more than welcoming to those questions as well.
The what we really wanted to spark today is conversation. Um, you know, whether you're looking for things that you can utilize waste with, or things that like a lot of people don't know. A lot of it doesn't come into people's brains to really think to utilize some of these items because we're just not accustomed to it as a whole. And that's one of the things that I've set out to do in my career is to try to change that medium and create less waste in the hospitality industry and food and cocktails as a whole because it helps everybody. It helps the community, helps our environment, which in turn helps all of our animals, and it helps our costs, which increases our profitability. And everybody loves to be profitable, especially in times like this.
Awesome. I think it's very important that bartenders works very tightly with chefs because we all working something together in the same space, and a better collaboration can help with more creativity. Better partnership can help also, like you said, don't have any waste because there's so many things that the bartender is going to do that maybe you can use, and
Yeah.
maybe so many things that the kitchen is going to do that the bartender can use as well. So it's important to have a great collaboration. Absolutely.
Correct. And I'm a little bit luckier as a chef than most. I spent some of my time working in a speakeasy cocktail style bar, and that was the focus. So I really had the time to sit down and speak to the bartenders and the bar owner and find out their whys and their hows and the reasons behind the cocktail builds. And it really sparked my creativity and my passion to try to mimic some of the things that you see, especially in classic cocktails, into maybe dessert platforms or different types of reiterations and savory dishes to just try to play on food and cocktail pairings. Like you shouldn't have to go to a cocktail dinner to have an expertly paired dinner and drink experience. You should be able to walk into a restaurant and have that. And that's what we try to do here at Finding Pedal is create that overall immersive experience with the food and the cocktails.
This is awesome. And JaQuan also has also an experience in the kitchen, so you guys really understand each other very well. Correct, JaQuan? You were in a pastries. You said before you were in the kitchen.
Yeah. I was in pastries
Yeah.
before. I have my degree in baking and pastry, food service management. So I'm used to working with chefs, and I always usually end up working better with the chefs than sometimes some of the front of the house because I know how they speak and I know how they work, and just being able to talk to them and be like, hey, I know you're gonna probably throw that away. I can make something out of that. Like, just give that to me.
Awesome.
I'll get that off your hands and say, oh, there we go.
We're back. Yeah,
All right.
I think yeah, I think it's imperative that we work hand in hand. We're a team every day. We should be a team
On
both
and
in
off the
front
court.
and behind the scenes.
Totally
All right,
agree.
so
You need a goblet. You want to use this glass, Jane? Or are you good with that?
I think I like the
Okay.
So this is kind of like an affogato. It's kind of like a root beer float. It's kind of a cross between the two. But what I've done is I've used the American honey and a banana ice cream.
So the American only whiskey, which is Australia, which is part of the Campari group, by the way, for everyone who are following us.
Correct.
Yes.
And what I've done is I've cooked down my bananas in a bananas Foster style, so you can really get the flavor of the honey, the whiskey itself, and then the banana shines through from all of that as well. And we're just gonna. It's okay if it's a little messy because we're gonna top it with some beautiful, beautiful things. Um, then next, I have banana infused some American honey whiskey, and I've done that for about 2 to 3 days. You just slice your bananas, you throw it in a quart container, you throw it in a Cambro, whatever you need, and you just let those bananas sit. The whiskey soak up all the flavors. It'll become kind of syrupy and very almost kind of sweet on the back end. So that's what's going to help bring this all together. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna pour about an ounce on top, and then we're gonna pour over that as well about an ounce of your favorite espresso. Here we happen to be using a local company and roaster that we partnered with the hotel and the restaurant. And we're gonna pour an equal part of that over top. And then we're just going to get the float aspect, which is going to be a little bit of soda water.
Look at that. What a nice combination.
Add a
Let me
nice
get a
little hit
better little view for y'all.
just to, make it sudsy.
Nice. So we have a great combination of American honey whiskey, banana, coffee. What else do we have inside again?
We've got the espresso.
Yeah.
And the banana American honey ice cream. We've got the banana infused whiskey itself. The
It's gonna be a happy camper over here.
I think this guy is the best spot right now.
Yeah, he got the best spot. Gerardo, how are they?
Oh, it tastes. I always like tiki cocktails because they get better when they dilute and kind of change flavors.
He's also in the industry. That's just my friend.
Excellent. Well, I think we have a happy customers, happy industry guy at the end of the bar now.
Absolutely.
And we actually a few questions before we move to the cocktail. Any tips on the stretching the lifespan of that last bit of leftover ginger? You get a chance to use it. So
I heard ginger. I missed the beginning part.
Yes. So the question is, do you have any tips on stretching the lifespan of last bit of leftover ginger until you get a chance to use it? So basically, what are the tips to keep the ginger a little bit longer until you use it? Any tips on the ginger?
Ginger itself, for me, if you want to turn it into a syrup, or you can turn it into your house ginger beer and carbonate it. If that's something that's not feasible for you, then you can always, peel the ginger. You can grate it down, and once it's grated down, you can store it in a Ziploc bag that's comparable that will save in the freezer, and you can put it in the freezer until future use.
Yeah, there's a local ginger farm here in Charlotte, and I got ginger from them let's say it was about 3 years ago, and I didn't use it until earlier this year because I had it. I got it all and I pureed it and put it in a mason jar, made sure it's nice and airtight, kept it in the freezer for a year and a half or so until I used it, and it was delicious. It was just like fresh ginger at that point still.
But that's an amazing recommendation. I didn't know we could freeze ginger, so it's a good tip to know for everyone watching this class. We have one more question regarding the ice cream. Someone's asking, can I make this if I don't have an ice cream machine? Does it need an ice cream machine to make the dessert you just mentioned, Chef Daniel?
I would say yes, but it would be more of a semi-Fredo style. It wouldn't be an actual churned ice cream, so it may get a little bit icy on you. However, you can pick up a very inexpensive old school ice machine that are electric that'll plug into any 110 outlet, and it takes about 30 minutes to churn with ice and rock salt. You don't have to have anything expensive. At my house, we have the old school one in the wooden bucket, and we just hand crank that bad boy until it's churned and set. So I mean, there's some inexpensive.
It's a good workout if you don't do it with a machine. All right. I think there's no more questions for now. I think JaQuan is ready to show us your cocktail.
Oh yeah. So affogato, of course, your favorite espresso. So what we have here is a coffee liqueur that I made with, once again, the overproof rum. I did like a brown sugar simple syrup, and that simple syrup, it's a 1-to-1 simple syrup. And I added like cardamom, star anise, cinnamon, a little bit of orange flower water, cloves, I meant to add allspice, but I forgot. But it's all good. But you don't have to add it, all of that. But I just did it to make it a little bit more spicy, a little bit more flavorful, personally. So since this is going to be the star of this show, we're going to do 2 ounces of this coffee liqueur. I did cold brew the espresso, so I let it sit for overnight, 12 hours, something of that nature. And then added everything, add about a cup, weigh enough you for the coffee liqueur. And then
Nice.
we're gonna do, yeah, it's delicious. Like we've been having it sit here this whole time, and with the overproof rum and that coffee, it's just foaming in the nose at us right now. So
So
we're gonna do
you you could drink it on its own, correct? The coffee liqueur that you just made.
What about? I'm sorry.
One
Could you drink?
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
You can drink it by itself.
Oh,
It is
oh yeah,
It's
over
okay.
ice.
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let my friend try that as well by himself before I get him the actual drink. We need to do 1 ounce of the American honey. And then we're gonna do. So this is basically a revolver, by the way. And we're gonna do 2 ounces of our local orange bitters. Give that a quick stir. Oh yeah. So this is basically a revolver, of course, a classic cocktail. Great. I think they're great for after dinner, and it's just gonna be delicious. Once again, Daniel haven't even tried this
So,
yet.
no, I have not tried this, so I'm excited. But the cool thing about the coffee liqueur is that you can totally cold brew it with the leftover espresso grounds
Oh my
from
gosh.
the previous shift of our coffee maker. So it's not something that you have to fresh grind. You can
Yeah.
use the leftover and completely mitigate that waste there as well.
Awesome.
And we
Look
just
at that.
straight into Nick and Nora.
So that's a perfect after dinner cocktail to pair
Oh,
with dessert.
oh yes. I got a little torch. I don't have my lighter, so we're gonna get a little flame action here. I would, of course, normally torch it over top of the glass, but the computer's right here and the phone's right here, and we do not want that to happen. That's awesome. I'm gonna let Daniel give that a try. He haven't even tried this. It's pretty stupid, like stupidly delicious.
That's probably the best revolver I've had in my life.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
Probably you first.
coffee, orange, whiskey. I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with that.
Oh yeah,
It's
that orange over
delicious.
top just tops it all off. This is just the perfect after dinner cocktail.
Jerry's gonna walk out of here stumbling here in a few minutes after drinking all these.
You should see his face.
I hope Jerry is not working after that.
No, he's not working.
Okay. It's good. You can finish everything, Jerry. It's good.
Oh yeah, we'll give him some fish or something here soon.
You know, there's
So that,
go ahead.
sorry. So we have more questions for you here. Are there any items currently on your menu that you are sharing between food and drinks, or any that have been successful in the past?
Yes. Currently, one of our dessert items that I was going to show today, however, I chose not to because it's on our menu and I just wanted to do something a little bit different for you guys today. We currently have a Campari panna cotta that's on the menu, and this is my dessert plate on a classic Negroni.
Sure. Sorry, Daniel, we can't hear you. I think we need JaQuan to be back.
Sorry.
You can't leave me.
I had to give the drink away. I'm sorry. It's my fault.
So Campari panna cotta, it's our play on a Negroni. So we have Campari inside of our panna cotta with a little bit of orange zest that is paired with a gin marinated pineapple. You have a sweet vermouth foam and then a cinnamon, orange, lovage, and walnut soil, and it is absolutely phenomenal. It's probably one of my favorite desserts as well as the staff's favorite desserts.
It's best selling.
It's sweet, it's bitter, it's everything that a Negroni should be on a dessert plate.
And
That's,
boozy.
that's awesome. So you work a lot with liquors, obviously, into your cooking, Daniel, correct? Yeah.
Correct.
That's awesome.
We do house vanilla extracts using whiskey. We do other extracts using rums, overproof, anytime that we can play with liquor in the kitchen, we're happy to do so.
That's awesome. So any how about any tips from you on your side, JaQuan, about how to make this cocktail, reproduce this cocktail very easily? Does it require a lot of preparation in advance? Is it easy to make during the service? It's mostly a lot of preparation with a coffee brew, correct? With all the spices. Is it something that someone can recreate at home?
Coffee liqueur?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that takes time is really steeping the coffee, and of course, steeping the coffee is literally water and coffee, so it doesn't take long at all. Like I said, I did like a brown sugar simple syrup with all the additive in it, all the added spices to that, and you don't have to do that. I mean, you can use regular simple syrup if you want to. You can use agave, you can use honey, whatever kind of sugar you want to use for that. Super simple, very easy. Um, it shouldn't take more than a day. It honestly would take like 18 hours, but you can do the coffee at the end of your shift. Then when you come in at the beginning of your shift, or whoever's doing prep possibly in the morning, they can just add everything up to a mason jar, or if you have like fake bottles, so you can just add everything straight to the bottle and whatnot. Just make sure to filter out your coffee really well. This one is filtered out pretty well, but there's definitely some little coffee bits still at the bottom. Not bits, but just like the leftover from it. Sediment, yeah. But it doesn't take long at all. It's super simple. I
That is
like
delicious.
actually, yeah, I got the coffee grounds after one of my shifts, and I went home and did it because I had basically everything else at home already, and let the coffee sit overnight. Got up the next morning, made the simple syrup, strained out the coffee, and added the rum, the coffee, and the simple syrup all together.
Great. So once you got the recipe, you just have to follow the recipe, and that does
Yeah,
not
the
require.
recipe
Yeah.
is all the recipes should be up there.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. I don't think we have any more questions right now. Is there any things you'd like to say
You want to talk
about?
about the cocktail dinners that we do here?
Yeah, occasionally we do cocktail dinners here at Fine and Fettle, and we did one Sunday. I am a founding member of a group called the Underground Table, and it started off as like a chef-driven dinner series. And in the light of COVID, we shifted into a nonprofit organization, and we began feeding people in need. So everybody in our industry that was put out of work due to COVID and our phase one here in North Carolina, we just came out of pocket and started feeding those people. Myself and two chef friends, and we were blessed with a ton of donations, both monetary and food driven. And so the cocktail dinner Sunday, part of the proceeds of that goes back to the Underground Table to help continue feeding people as need. All the cocktail dinners we do here, we try to partner with some charity, some nonprofit organization as our way to give back to the community, because we think it's important to be a part of the area that we live in.
This is awesome. So for everyone who's been watching us, so every Sunday you have a cocktail dinner, and you give some money, some of this money to a charity. Could you repeat the name of the charity again, because we couldn't hear you very well, Daniel? Sorry.
The nonprofit organization that I'm affiliated with is called the Underground Table.
Underground Table.
Correct. And if you like anything that we've done today, obviously you can check us out on Instagram. I believe we have our handles up there, and you can find the information on my personal Instagram page to get you to the Underground Table as well.
This is awesome, and I wish I could be in Charlotte right now with you guys. I would be the first one to come on Sunday to give you some support and try the delicious cocktail and food that you guys been making. JaQuan, soon, very soon. And JaQuan, anything on your side you'd like to say for everyone watching us?
Not really. I mean, I just do whatever Daniel tells me to do normally. I just follow him around like a little lost puppy.
We have one more question that just popped up.
Awesome.
Do you have any suggestion for using strawberry tops?
You know, I don't, and that's one thing that's puzzled me a few times in my life.
Vinegar.
They're not very edible. I mean, you could throw them into a shrub, you could throw them into a vinegar maybe, and you might get a little bit of that residual strawberry flavor, especially if you have a little tiny bit of the strawberry that you've sliced off. Um, I I probably wouldn't use it as an herb. I just don't think that it's very palatable. But an infusion of some kind, definitely.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember her name, but the other class that she had hosted, I know. I think she used like whole strawberries, or just cut them in quarters or something of that nature. Yeah, I think she did have the tops for her vinegar.
It was actually I was actually the presenters for this class was with Naomi Levy when she was using the strawberries in many ways. So she did actually a vinegar with that a shrub, which was actually quite good. Great. I don't think we have any more questions. Once again, for everyone who's been watching us, that was JaQuan Bosser and Chef Daniel. I don't want to mispronounce your last name. Sorry, Daniel. Chef Daniel Wheeler. Apologize for that. And my name is Xavier Ritz with the Company Group. We were really excited to showcase this class with from the kitchen to the bar. And I think it's really what we've seen today. It's the possibility of how we can pair cocktail and food using also our rare nephew overproof from Jamaica and our American honey whiskey. Thank you very much, JaQuan. Thank you very much, Daniel. I know you are open. You must have a busy day.
Thank you. It's been awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. And see you for the next session. Bye, everyone.
See ya.